All right, folks, it is time now for some 2019 NBA draft grades. I'm Tom, that's Jimmy. For those of you that stayed up with us, you're the real MVP, just like Kevin Durant. We'll take you through every NBA team that had a pick tonight. Houston, we're not going to spend time with you. We're sorry here. We'll break down both of our grades and then do some winners and losers at the end from Jimmy. First up, the Atlanta Hawks. Jimmy and I on the same page here. It's an easy A for me.
Me too. DeAndre Hunter at number 4. I know I like Culver better than Hunter, but very similar, very close for me. Cam Reddish at 10 is arguably a steal. And then Fernando at 34 in the second round, also a steal. I had him as a first-round grade in my book.
I think the Hawks, if they had stood pat at 8, I think they would have taken Cam there. To get him at 10 and to get DeAndre Hunter and a good center, a promising one, in Bruno Fernando, I'm a big fan of what the Hawks did.
Love it.
A for both of us there. Boston, meanwhile, I gave it a B. You gave it a B minus there. I think we both love the Carson Edwards pick. It's the Romeo Langford one that's we're a little iffy on.
I actually really liked Grant Williams as well, but I think I disliked Romeo Langford a little more than you did. His injury definitely scares me.
All right, so Boston there, they get a B. Brooklyn, they are up next here. I think Boston might have a 4th pick. I'm not sure on that one there. Brooklyn, Nick Claxton, 31. Jalen Hands, number 56. They sent away number 27 there. I gave it a B. You give it a B+ because you're a little bit higher, I think, than I am on Claxton.
Yeah, I think Claxton can be a special player in the NBA. You got to let him develop just a little bit. And also, Jalen Hands will have a fun career to track.
Overall, good job for Brooklyn. Most importantly, they sent one of the earlier picks away to clear out cap space for potentially 2 max free agents in free agency. All right, the Charlotte Hornets, I'm out. I give it a D.
I only give it a C because of P.J. Washington. I like him just enough to keep it above a D. Cody Martin, bad pick.
I like P.J. Washington. I just don't know if he's a great fit in Charlotte.
Yeah, I can see where there could be problems, but I give him the benefit of the doubt for now.
I mean, Washington will be fine. Cody Martin, some upside. McDaniels, some upside. Maybe I am a little low. Maybe it is closer to a C, but let me know what you guys think in the chat there. By the way, wasn't Charlotte regardless. Which team had the worst NBA draft here?
I mean, there were so many, but I hated what the Washington Wizards did tonight, personally.
We'll have to stay tuned for them, of course, because they're going to be the last one to pop up here, as that's how alphabetical works and all that. Team that had a great draft, though, you and I agree, the Chicago Bulls. Stood pat, got a great point guard in Kobe White, your best point guard this year.
Yep.
Oh, second best.
Besides Ja Morant.
Ja Morant, because that's obvious there. And then Daniel Gafford, a nice backup center, too, 38.
Yeah, I think Daniel Gafford had the potential to be a first-round talent. If he can develop a jump shot, he'll be fine. And as a great backup, I love Gafford. Kobe White will fit in perfectly in Chicago.
The Cleveland Cavaliers, they're next up here. Darius Garland at 5. My boy Dylan Windler at 26. And Kevin Porter Jr. at 30.
Yeah, Windler and Porter Jr. is kind of what saved this for me because I did not like the Darius Garland at 5 pick for Cleveland.
Yeah. All right, so there's our next grade here. The Dallas Mavericks, they're up next here. I gave it a C. You bumped it up to a B- there. Only Isaiah Roby to show for. I'm also not factoring in the Kristaps trade because that's not how this works.
True. Isaiah Roby has a lot of different versatile skills. He's just a little bit soft, and they got 2 second-round picks out of their only second-round pick at 37 tonight.
All right, so I gave it a C. Jimmy gave it a B there. All right, the Denver Nuggets. You gave it an A+. I gave it an A, but Bol, the only pick there for Denver regardless. That was a great one.
I mean, if he pans out, it's an A++++. But if he gets hurt, then they didn't really lose anything here either.
All right, folks, so Denver, I think, one of the biggest winners tonight. So, too, a big winner, the Detroit Pistons. You gave them an A+ here because of your boy
Sekou Doumbouya.
Also picked up Servetus at 37 and traded for the rights to Jordan Bone as well. So Detroit, it's a pretty solid haul for them.
I actually really like Servetus as well.
Yeah.
Maybe he doesn't come over right away, but eventually he could be a really good NBA player.
So Pistons, we mentioned the Nuggets there, 2 of the bigger winners. Who won the NBA draft? Who had the best draft this year?
It's the New Orleans Pelicans, and it ain't close.
We'll get to them later. I'm actually a big fan of what the Hawks did.
Okay.
I like it a lot. I mean, it's not Zion, but I thought they had 3 really good picks.
Great picks. 3 great picks by Atlanta, but
if
so
you're
do the
looking
Pelicans.
outside the top 5 range, we'll get to Portland later on. Big fan of what they did. All right, the Indiana Pacers here, they took Goga Bitadze. That was their only selection.
Yeah, I like what the Pacers did with Goga Bitadze. I mean, I know he's a big man, and they already have Miles Turner and Domantas Sabonis. But from a value standpoint, this guy could have gone in the lottery. I really like Bitadze. Can be a great backup in the NBA behind Miles Turner, so I'm going to keep it as an A.
All right, so the Pacers there made some moves. The Clippers, they're up next, but I gave the Pacers a B on that one. Clippers, we gave them both B minuses.
Yeah, liked picking up Fiondu Cabagnelli. Definitely makes sense out of Florida State. I don't love the Terrence Mann pickup, but 48th overall, it's not that big of a deal. So I'll keep it at a B minus.
That feels about right there. I don't know how I feel about giving away that pick. All right, so we disagree a little bit here on the Lakers. Dylan Horton-Tucker, I'm not as convinced he's going to be a good enough shooter. That's my big concern.
Look, even if the guy isn't a good shooter, he's got a ridiculous wingspan and NBA potential.
Yeah,
I love that they traded into that pick at 46. Taylor Horton-Tucker was nearly a top 20 pick at one point, and then he fell all the way down to the second round. Not sure what happened, but I think the Lakers got a steal.
By the way, C+ is not bad. I want to make that clear. It's just a little bit above average. All right, B+ is good there. We both gave out A+ to the Memphis Grizzlies. I'm a huge fan of their draft.
Oh my gosh, Ja Morant
and Brandon Clark.
And Brandon Clark are both going to be so much fun to watch in Memphis next season. Incredible drafting by the Grizzlies.
So what was your favorite draft pick? Jimmy, and everyone watching, let us know in the chat too.
You already know what it is, Tom. It was Sekou Doumbouya at number 15 to the Detroit Pistons. Should not have fallen that far, but he did.
I think that's certainly fair there. I'm going to go with Bull, 44 overall.
That was fun, for sure.
I think that was a good pick there for Denver Nuggets. Let us know what you guys think down there in the chat. Taking Zion's cheating, by the way.
Yep.
I mean, unless you're a Pelicans fan, in which case, go for it. That makes perfect sense there. Also, gotta shout out Luka Simic going to the Spurs because that's the rule of life there. Heat, I gave it a C, gave it a C+. You're a little bit higher on Apollo than I am, I think. I'm higher on Tyler Hero, though.
Yeah, I'm very low on Tyler Hero. I almost gave it a D because of him alone. But then they got Okpala out of Stanford. I like him. He's very athletic. He'll be fun to watch.
Let's move on to the Minnesota Timberwolves, who I'll make note as well, by the way, signed Naz Reid to a two-way contract as an undrafted free agent. I gave him a B-. You gave it an A. I thought point guard was their biggest. And I like Jarrett Culver. It's still a good draft overall. I'm not in love with Noel, but who's their point guard? They're going to stick with Jeff Teague?
For now, but I'm the opposite. I actually do love Jalen Noel. I think that was a great value pick at 43. And Jarrett Culver's my guy. I mean, I really did like him early on. Even though I thought they should have gone point guard, I think Culver, from a talent standpoint, definitely deserved
really
to go
value.
there.
I agree with that one. So, again, a good draft for Minnesota. You thought it was a great draft. I thought it was a good one. The New Orleans Pelicans, a pair of aces here. Look, it's a no-brainer. Zion, Jackson Hayes, Nickeil Alexander-Walker. Then they also picked up the draft and stash kid,
D.D. Silva.
D.D. Silva out of Brazil, which I think it's a really good haul for New Orleans. Add some extra assets down the road, too. This is a good look.
Dude, Nickeil Alexander-Walker at 17 was a great pickup. And I love that they went for need at 8 with Jackson Hayes because, look, they filled the biggest need of all, get Zion Williamson at number 1. So
that's a freaky pairing, by the way.
Exactly. I mean, that's going to be super fun to watch over the next few years. I mean, potentially a playoff team 3 to 4 years in New Orleans.
All right, also drafting high were the New York Knicks. I gave them an A-. You gave them an A. We're in agreement there. Great haul for New York, namely led by RJ Barrett, Ignas Brazdeikis as well there. 47 could be a nice little sleeper round 2 pick.
Yeah, definitely provides a scoring punch off the bench at some point. Needs to spend a little time developing, but I like Iggy Brazdeikis there.
All right, the Oklahoma City Thunder, one of your losers here, traded down with Memphis for like nothing, and then took Darius Bazley.
Yeah, confusing pick for a team that wants to compete right away to draft a kid out of high school that has no real offensive strengths. He's all defense, all upside. If you're going to trade down, trade way down and get some salary cap off.
Again, New Balance High School technically.
Oh, yes, of course.
Because he interned there. So Oklahoma, they tried to shop that pick and they never found a taker.
Yeah, that was very odd to me.
All right, the Orlando Magic. You and I, not big fans here. We like Chuma Okeke, the talent and the player. 16 was early for a guy who just tore his ACL a couple months ago.
Super early. I think I have just a little slightly higher grade because I am pretty high on Chuma Okeke when he's healthy. I think this would be a perfect spot if he were healthy, but that ACL is not okay.
Magic hurt having only 1 pick, too, by the way. That's kind of a bit of a blow to their grade. All right, the 76ers. You love Matisse Thybulle, so you gave them an A. I give it a B. It was a good haul overall. And, of course, they took Jordan Bone and flipped him to the Detroit Pistons as well.
Yeah, Matisse Thybulle was super, just a great value pick at 20. And I like Mariel Shayok at 54. Now, probably going to spend some time in the D-League, but I loved that pick all the way down there.
Yeah, so Bone was flipped from 57. That went to the Detroit Pistons. But overall, a good haul for Philadelphia. They had a lot of picks to play with, sent away quite a few. All right, the Phoenix Suns. I'm torn. I'm not going to count the Dario Saric trade too much here. They reached on Cam Johnson. I don't mind Ty Jerome, but for the Sixers, weird flex, but okay. I think sums up their draft for me at least.
Ty Jerome's kind of what kept it above a C- for me. Just that slight edge, but Cam Johnson at 11 was the biggest through the first big loop of the draft. Maybe Rui Hachimura at 9.
I do want to mention here as well, one of the UDFAs, Jalen LeCue, agreed to a 4-year deal with the Suns, 2 of which are guaranteed.
That's crazy to me.
Yeah, so they threw some picks at him there, which I'm quite surprised by. So that's the update there on the UDFA. All right, the Portland Trail Blazers, A's from both of us. I love it, by the way.
I mean, they needed help on the
Nasir
wing, and Nasir Little at 25 is an absolute value pick. They didn't have to do anything else to give me an A. I mean, if you take full advantage of your only pick, you get an A.
Yeah, fantastic selection there. All right, the Sacramento Kings, I gave him a C because I love me some Kyle Guy. We didn't like Justin James that much, and Marinkovic is a nice draft and stash. Look, no first-round pick. I'm not going to dock him. Oh, maybe I should dock him more there, but I'm a big fan of Kyle Guy.
Kyle Guy's the only reason they get the plus on the D there, because Justin James and Vanya Marinkovic, no.
All right, folks, let's move to the San Antonio Spurs. I'm a big fan of Luka Samanic. I like Keldon Johnson. I gave him an A-. Weatherspoon, I don't know if you needed another guard, but it's a quality class for the Spurs. No big man kind of surprised me, though.
Yeah, Samanic, I guess, is technically a big man, but we'll see.
See what happens there. The Raptors, look, they had 59 overall. Whatever. Taco Fall would have been better pick.
Yep, that's why they got D's.
Whatever. It don't matter. They won the title. So for that perspective, easy A. The Utah Jazz, I gave him a C. Brantley, whatever. Wright Foreman, whatever. Oni was actually my favorite pick of the 3.
Me too. I liked Mia Oni. That's actually why I gave him a B-. Probably a little too high. But, look, Wright Foreman could turn into something.
If you want to factor in Mike Conley, it's probably even higher, frankly.
Yeah.
Which we're not trying to do here because it's draft.
Draft
not
only.
Trade grades. Trade grades, they crushed that one, as you mentioned earlier on. All right, the Wizards, I gave him a C. I'm a big fan of Hachimura. I don't know about the fit. I do like Schofield, and they got Jonathan Simmons for free, too.
I don't really like Jonathan Simmons. I know we're talking draft here, but
they took on the salary for the pick somehow.
Yeah, I love, again, just like Tom says, just to repeat him basically, I love Rui Hachimura, the player. I didn't love him at 9 for the Minnesota Timberwolves. It just didn't make sense to me.
Wizards, by the way, they also signed, look for the name, Justin Robinson to a deal as a UDFA. So who won the NBA draft? Get your comments in the chat there. We're going to get to Jimmy's top 5 winners here. Let us know in the chat. Who do you think won the NBA draft? Not Taco Fall, of course. So, let us know. Who do you think won? Jimmy, who are your winners?
I've got New Orleans Pelicans and Atlanta Hawks are probably the top 2 almost by far. With
Sold.
New Orleans taking Nickeil Alexander-Walker, Zion Williamson, Jackson Hayes, and then getting a draft and stash guy with the second round pick, Love what they did with their first 3 picks. And then the Atlanta Hawks getting DeAndre Hunter and Cam Reddish. 2 great picks.
And Fernando.
And Bruno Fernando, a second-round guy that should have gone in the first round. Those are my top 2 by a pretty sizable margin. Now, number 3, Chicago Bulls. Kobe White is the most perfect point guard fit for the Bulls next season. And they got Daniel Gafford, who I am very excited to watch. Memphis Grizzlies, big-time winners.
I think that's my favorite class, actually. I know it's only 2 picks, but I love getting Brandon Clark late in round 1 to pair with Ja Morant.
I love it, too. You could put them up there with the other 2. It's just, Atlanta and New Orleans got the extra picks that kind of helped them out. And then, look, Detroit, I know this is tough. Some people may not agree with me, but Sekou Doumbouya outside of the lottery.
You love it.
It is an absolute steal. I love what Detroit did there. And then they also got Jordan Bowen, but, yeah, I like what they did. And then Servetus is kind of a sleeper as well in the second round.
Guy, potentially.
Yep.
All right, so those were the NBA draft winners. How about the losers, then? Who had the worst NBA draft?
Oh, man.
That's the reality. Welcome to life, folks. There are winners and losers. We're sorry for insulting your team in advance, by the way. Also, press F in the chat for Taco Fall. He did not get drafted tonight.
I did not love what the Charlotte Hornets
F in the chat
did.
for Taco Fall.
Charlotte taking P.J. Washington at number 12 was too early for me. I didn't love that. Cody Martin at 36. I was very confused about that one. And then Jalen McDaniels at 52. It's like, whatever. But they just didn't use their picks the right way. Then I got the Washington Wizards. Again, love Rui Hachimura out of Gonzaga. Don't like him on the Wizards at number 9. It just doesn't make sense to me.
You already have one of him in a potential Jabari Parker type.
Exactly.
I'm kind of concerned about that one.
I do like Schofield, though, I will say that. And then the Phoenix Suns taking Cam Johnson at 11. So many better options, better ways they could have gone, but Ty Jerome, I guess, was fine. Cam Johnson at 11 didn't make sense to me. And then it was the Miami Heat. And I'll tell you what, I like Okpala out of Stanford. Tyler Hero in the lottery is just ridiculous. He's an absolute minus on defense. He can spot up in the corner and shoot shots. That's all it is.
All right, so Suns there. By the way, type F in the chat for Taco Fall. He was not drafted tonight, so sorry there on the Taco Fall side of things. By the way, we definitely skipped the Warriors. We did not mention their draft grade, so let's come back to that. Sorry, Golden State fans, we definitely missed that one. That's definitely our mistake on that front there. We had similar grades for Golden State, though, Jimmy. We gave them C's here.
Yeah, I didn't understand Jordan Poole at number 28.
That was a weird one to me.
I had him outside of my top 60. I did not get it. But if Golden State likes him, then I guess he can actually knock down some shots. Alan Smilagic, yeah, whatever. He didn't have to go 39 overall. I didn't understand that one. He could have picked him up probably at 55 to 60 range. Did like Eric Pascal.
Yeah, that was a good one there. All right, so C+ for me, C for Jimmy. That wraps up our 2019 NBA draft grades.